let's go to the next step and actually rig the character. So I'm going to select it, snap the cursor to the selected part, then I'm going to add an armature, and I'm going to do a very simple rig, which if you're doing a full game, you might consider like putting a bit more work into it, but I want to keep it simple for the tutorial at least. Okay, let's quickly go to the armature tab here, then to viewport display, and I'm going to set it in front. And this bone, going to into edit mode and pressing F2 to rename it, will be our base. Then I'm going to add a spine bone, press Y to disconnect it. So this is our spine 1, then we extrude it again, then we have spine 2, then let's position this properly. You can also look from the side view here, and reposition all of them a bit. It's going to be the neck, and then last but not least we have the head. Then we need the arms, so let's disconnect it, set it nice here in the shoulder. If you want to see the wireframe, by the way, you can just go to this part and press wireframe so that you position your bones above the geometry that you have, because then we get the fold here, and that's going to be really nice. So this is arm1.l. Wait, I just named it arm1.l. Exactly. Arm2.l, and we need a vowel one, which is hand.l. And the reason why I put the .l at the back, it is like one of the ways that Blender can recognize that it should use it for the symmetry thing later, if we copy it over to the other side, essentially. And I think I'm just going to duplicate all of this and use it for the legs. So this is leg 1.l, leg 2.l, and foot.l. The great thing is you might add more bones for controlling everything, but you won't add a lot of bones for like small detail that is going to move around, because you won't be able to see that anyways. So okay, let's connect these bones. Actually, I'm going to move this down a bit and create an jumped into render view mode, sorry. I'm going to create another bone, which I'm going to call body center, or hips. Hips is generally a good name for this bone. And then we need to parent them properly, so this one needs to have hips as its parent. This one is 2. Hips will use base, and the arm will use spine 2. Great. Now we can symmetrize everything, so select everything, press search, search for symmetrize, and that didn't work. No. Because it's rotated, so let's move the rotation from this one. From this one we can't remove the rotation, so we need to rotate it by -90 degrees and apply rotation using Ctrl A. And now we can symmetrize it. Let's actually check if all the bones are placed correctly, because this looks a bit wrong. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let's quickly fix it. I don't like that these have a role. Let's symmetrize it. Cool, this should work. Okay, let's do the like auto-rig thing where we select the character, then select the bones, then press Ctrl P and press automatic weights. And let's check how messed up the rig actually is. So the legs seem to be doing fine. The shoes sort of. I mean, it might actually work for the small resolution that we have, but we need to connect them to the bone thing there. You can see that this works sort of okay-ish. I think the top loop should be connected only to the bottom, to the body. This as well, not perfect, but okay. Actually want to add another loop here, so that it can deform properly, or at least a little bit better. Maybe we can actually also bevel that loop once, just to add that little bit more geometry. I mean, we are not limited by performance limits anyways, because we will render it out as sprites. The shoulders are horrible, but we can fix that quite easily. The arms seem to be doing fine. The hands are good. Neck is okay. Head is deforming a bit, but it's also an easy fix. Okay. So let's fix it really quickly. Just go to the head. We don't want it to be affected by the neck, so we'll assign weight of 0, and then for the head we will assign weight of 1 as the fastest way to just mask out bones, essentially. And I think I don't really care about the rest here. The shoulders are a big no-no. I think it should rig better if you actually add shoulder bones. But for now I'm going to assign spine 2 fully, 1L0. Check how this works. This did not work well. Or maybe it's right. Right 1, assign 0. Okay, let's check. Yeah, that was it. Oh, and it's still deforming the body down here and in the middle and in other places. So let's quickly select these two loops. Press Ctrl plus 2 times so that it selects entire shirt, and a couple of loops here, and assign 0 as well. And now the arms should have no influence. I wanted to have a little bit of influence, especially on the top part, but I think also on the bottom. So let's quickly select this loop here and reassign a little bit of weight to it, maybe 0.3 or something like that. Yeah, that's good. That's nice. Top part can get a bit more weight. So 0.7 or something. And then for the shoes, let's quickly go in here so that we just get the top loop, right? This should fully be assigned to leg 2.R. And then the bottom loop here should be, we can grab it over here, yeah. Go to foot point R. And let's test that. Yeah, it's deforming a little bit. We can add another loop there, I think. But other than that, I think we're good. Okay, we want this to be more connected to the hips. So I'm just doing the top loop part again. So this should be hips fully assigned. Same for this one. If it might be enough, hopefully. Let's see. Yeah, so it's not deforming anymore. Like this top front part could get a little bit more influence, but then again, like I don't even know if the pixel is going to show up there. So I don't know if we need to fix it necessarily. If you're doing a game, do it, but I won't do it for the tutorial now. I think I'm happy with this. Cool. We rigged our character. That's great. Let's go ahead and do a very simple run animation. Like a very, very simple run animation. This will not be a great animation. Careful. If you're doing an animation, polish it a lot more than I will do. But I'll open up the dope sheet, open up the action editor, add a new action, and call this run. Then I'm going to grab another window and I will get the timeline here. And then we will limit it to 30 frames because like one part of the run cycle should be like about a second, but we can scale that later in Unity anyways, so I don't worry about it too much. I just feel like 30 frames are nice. And then if you press this little red dot, it will automatically save your keyframes. So let's get him in a running position. Like this is probably nicer. Then from the front view, we're going to pull his arms a bit down. And then we can, this should be at the back. And the other one should be in the front. If you render this, you can already like preview your poses a bit. And it's nice, it actually renders quite well. The pose is just not good. I am not great at this. Let me actually look at my reference a little bit. I think this is okay. This could be a bit higher. Maybe it's a bit lower. Okay. I'm just going to copy all the keyframes over to keyframe number 30. And then in the middle at keyframe number 15, essentially want it to be mirrored. There's a mirror pose function, but I always try to do it by hand just to add that little bit of randomness to it. If that makes sense. This is a nice pose. And now we have a run animation. We're not going to stop here. I can't leave it like this, I'm sorry. When it's pushing down, I'm going to add a keyframe at 8 for the position of the hips. And for 15, I will push it a bit forward. And then for What is 8 plus 15? It's 23, so it's going to be back in that pose there. So a bit forward, and then this one from the forward position should be a bit down and to be back. Just so that he has that. That's way too far, I think. Maybe it should fall faster. Or the pushing should be faster. Yeah, something like this. It's a bit too snappy. Animation is hard, people. Okay, let's duplicate this to the front and to the back so that it runs smoothly. Okay, this does not look great yet, but that is because of other reasons. I hope. Let's do... Okay, this leg is pulling towards the front, so while it is pulling towards the front, it should be folded in like this. And then when it actually grabs the ground, it should make contact here. Okay, same for this one. This one is pulling back over here. And over here it's making contact. Also the hips should be moving up and down on the sides. I know, there are so many things that you can do to make this better. But I just want to do a simple run cycle, okay. So for the contact point, going to straighten this out. Maybe in the back, flips a bit more away. This one as well, contact point should be straight. Back here, maybe it goes out. Okay, and then that's a little bit of spine movement as well. So I'm going to copy this to frame 15. And then I'm going to push him down a bit on these other poses. And I would just duplicate it over to the front because I want to delay it like a couple of frames, maybe 3 frames. Yeah, that's getting better. Let's do the neck. I will try to stabilize the head a bit with the neck. So duplicating these frames and then only this one to number 23. There's some weird back movement there. I think, I think it's okay. Honestly, the timing on this one, and sorry for not talking, I know it's a tutorial, but yeah, I think we're okay. let's do the exporting, because you can like take all the time that you want for finishing this up, essentially, but I want to export it by now. So let's quickly do that. In the export tab here, we can set an output folder, and I'm going to create a new folder here with sprites too, and name it character run. Accept, and 1 to 30 is good, and then just press Ctrl and F12. You can see that it renders really, really quickly. And let me quickly open the folder here so that you can see it. You can see that it rendered quite well. It's hard to see, but if I just scroll through this, you can see that he is in fact running and doing things. So thanks for that. As always, we're currently working on a game, and the link is in the description. It's called Economics. It's a small strategy game with gnomes. Check that out. But in the next follow-up tutorial, I will also show you how to import this character into Unity and how to manage animations there. See you next time. Bye-bye.